Hello student, welcome back again with me Miss Vani. Today we're going to learn about our next chapter, chapter 2.7 that relates with this picture. Can you see? All over the world, all the trees, most of them are dying. This happened because of the process that we're going to learn today, the topic about the acid rain. This is still the part of the unit 2 for grade 6 about the living things and environment. How can this acid rain can happen? Let's have a look. The first one that will be makes acid rain occurs important is because the burn of coal or also oil and can be also the gas, natural gas. These three substances, if they burn, they will produce the dangerous and poisonous smoke that contain the sulfur dioxide and the nitrogen oxide. These two gases is poisonous, is harmful for our environment. And when they dissolve in the rainwater, it will make the rainwater turns acid. The complete process will shown in the next picture. As the factory burn coal, oil and gases, the natural gases, it will produce sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide. These two gases, they hanging on the atmosphere, they dissolve with the rainwater. When the rain fall, as the rain fall, the poisonous gas, sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide will join together to make the sulfuric acid and nitric acid. These two liquid can dissolve through the soil to the ground, and also it can mix with the lake of water that turns it into acidic, and it will give effect on the animals and living thing who lives down there. When it goes through the water, it will make the lake turn to acidic, as acid as lemon juice. This acid rain gives a serious effects to the environment. It affects us as human, to the animals, and even to the plants. For we as human, this acid rains can affect our buildings and the stone. The acid that consists on the acid rain, they eat away the stones and damage the building. It makes them corrode and not good anymore. While for the plants, the acid rain affects the pine needle, and that it's usually there's the brown part is at the end of the branches. This part is really sensitive to the acid, so when the rain contains acid, it will make the leaf dry. On the other hand, the leaves also can fall. It started from the acid that being absorbed with the soil, and then the nutrient inside the soil is being washed out by the acid rain. So when the plants try to absorb the nutrients, they absorb the acid. In fact, they absorb the acid, and when it gets arrived on the leaves, it makes the leaf fall off. When the leaf fell off, The plants cannot make their own food, since the leaf is important part of the plants that has the job to produce food, to make food. If the plant cannot make food, so it will eventually die. Or even when the leaf is turning brown or it getting less, when the plants had the pest attack, it will also make them really severe. It will make them really weak when the pest attack to the plant. That's why they will easily die. The acid rain really affect much on the plants in our environment. Beside the human to the plants, the acid rain also affect frogs. Do you know that the number of frogs worldwide is decreased? This has happened because the acid rain damaged the frog spawn and kills insects that frogs eat. The frog eggs here, the shell is very sensitive to the acid. So when the acid rains hit the lake and the water turns the acid will break the eggshell of the frog and the frog cannot be hatched. It's the same as the insects. The insect also is affected by the acid rain. So when there is no insect that frogs like to eat, the frogs will not have any food to eat. That's why they were also dying. Besides, they cannot eat, they cannot have the baby frog, so the frog's life really miserable. That's why the number of frogs around the world is keep decreasing. Why is it important to talk about frog? Do you know why? The frog is having a special role in our environment. They can eat the insects that usually is dangerous for us, like mosquito. So they help to control the number of mosquitoes or other insects that maybe it makes our life is not good. And the insects also can be food for other animals. So the acid rains really affect much on our environment. Maybe if we just like put our hands outside under the acid rain, we will not feel anything. So that's the frog. The frog's skin is really strong. They will not affect our skin or the frog's skin. But when it's dealing with the eggs, here the shell is easily break because of the acid, and the spawn, the baby frog, they cannot hatch and grow into a new frog. And so to finish our lesson here, we learned that the acid rain caused by the sulfuric acid that will dissolve into the rainwater and makes into sulfuric uh, acid, and the acid rain gives a big effect on human, plants, and animals. Thank you so much for joining this lesson today. See you again next time. Bye.